This message is for all of you who want to sit there and talk smack behind a computer about my career going extinct or real estate agents not being relevant in a few years. I wanted to really say something to you. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that dramatic, and I actually appreciate those messages, and I even get those from people here face to face. You know, clients that I meet and people that I'm talking to at networking events, asking me if I feel like real estate agents are going to be extinct in a little while, and as some of these new companies move in here, do I feel threatened? Is my job threatened? Is my career threatened? How do I actually feel about it? And so I didn't mean for that dramatic introduction. Actually, yes, I did, because I thought that it was kind of funny. But I hope it got your attention, because in this video, I do want to talk about real estate agents going extinct. And I'm going to tell you my views on it, what I think is happening, how I feel like the industry is going to respond to it. You know, I just want to give you all that information, because I feel like with technology coming about and with all these new things happening in the industry, you know, I feel like it's important to bring awareness to what's really going on and how myself as a real estate agent feels about it. Now, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, welcome to my channel. I promise you I'm not that dramatic all the time or anything like that, but I appreciate you being here. So go ahead and please click the subscribe button, because I release content related to real estate, working in real estate, content for real estate agents, for buyers, sellers, all that kind of stuff all the time. And so it's a very beneficial place for you to be. I've been in real estate for many years now, and so I've learned a few things in my time as an agent, and those are the things I like to share on my YouTube channel. And so please click the subscribe button right now if you haven't already. Other than that, let's go ahead and get into this topic of, are real estate agents becoming extinct? That was another little dramatic thing that I tried to do. I'm just not really one of those characters, I guess, you know, like who are in YouTube videos and doing like all that kind of stuff. It's just not me. But so the whole threat to real estate agents and the whole threat to the real estate industry, what's happening, if you all don't really know, there are certain companies that are coming out here, and I mean, I'm just gonna call them out. You may have heard these names like Door or Redfin or Purple Bricks, like all these companies that are coming out here that are trying to do things a different way. So trying to eliminate your conventional real estate agent, trying to save sellers or buyers money on commission. That's what they're trying to do. That's what they're saying that they're gonna do. I've looked into the models of some of these companies, and in actuality, which is so unfortunate, but most sellers and buyers are spending more money, especially sellers are spending more money by going to these companies thinking that they're saving on commission. So it's quite unfortunate what they're doing and how they're trying to penetrate the market and what they're telling people versus what it comes down to. Now, technology has a huge role to play in everything that's going on in the real estate industry, because people are starting to feel like there's not a need for a real estate agent because, you know, of sites like Zillow or pretty much any information you can find is out there on the website, which is true. Even myself as a realtor, I get a lot of information from a lot of different places, and most of them are online. But I do get a good amount of information from my actual clients. So when I'm selling the home, I get a good amount of information from my clients that you're not gonna see online. Now, I'm just gonna come out and say this right now. I don't feel like any of these companies or anything that's happening right now is a threat to any real estate agent or to the real estate career as a whole. And I'm gonna tell you why. We've seen companies like this, or we've seen trends like this happen in many industries. You know, any example that someone will try to tell you about anything new coming along, they always bring up the same kind of company structure, same kind of companies that have went in a different direction. They take the blockbuster Netflix. They say Blockbuster's extinct now because Netflix came along, which Netflix definitely disturbed the market in a good way. They say taxis and Ubers and Barnes and Noble or bookstores and Amazon. And so We get this from many angles in all different types of industries. This is nothing new. New companies do come along and change the way that an industry is doing things. But what doesn't happen is it doesn't remove an industry. It doesn't take away everything about that industry. Yes, Netflix has movies, but there are still other movie companies out there that stream movies. People still go to movie theaters. There has been some shifts in the market. The numbers may not be as high, but it still is happening. There's still a large market for streaming content. Uber isn't the only place to get a car. It isn't the only place to get a car on demand. There's still several companies out there that provide those services. And Amazon is not the only bookstore you can go to. It's not the only place to order things. Even online, there are so many other stores out there alongside Amazon. And so there's still an industry out there for these different things. Now, what some of these companies do have the possibility of doing is changing the way that maybe real estate is done, and that's to be expected. I mean, the real estate career it spans over a very long time, and so over time things come about, things change, innovations happen, different things go on. Does it remove the real estate industry? It does not. Now, what's going to happen as technology comes about and as one of these companies really becomes famous, if they even take a bit of market share, real estate agents like myself and other real estate agents may start to do things a little bit differently. I don't think it's going to replace my job. No, I'm not fearful of it. I'm not threatened. None of that stuff. My job is not going to be obsolete, and I'm not going to stop doing business or choose to discount my commission because of this other company that's doing it. That's not the way that I roll. Now, there are going to be some changes. So like take the company EXP, for instance. That's a company that is changing the real estate model. And do I see other companies becoming like that? I do. I see that as being a model that people can follow, and it makes the real estate agents happy. It makes the public happy. That's one example of something that I have seen that I can kind of see will disrupt a market. Do I feel like a company like Door or all these companies who are creating these salaried real estate agents are gonna make it? They'll be around, but there's also always going to be us real estate agents who can be successful without needing a salary. What's gonna happen, and what these companies tend to do, is it tends to remove the people who can't sustain. It tends to give the people who need that stuff an easy way out. It tends to put money in their pockets when they couldn't make it on their own. It doesn't completely take away an industry. Take banking, for example. There's so many banks out there. There are so many banks out there. They all essentially, most of the times, offer the same thing. But there are certain ways that your big box banks, like your Bank of America, your Chase, your Wells Fargo, there are certain ways that they do things. And there are certain ways more private, high-end banks do things. Just because there are 1,000,001 Wells Fargos or Bank of Americas doesn't mean there's not your private investment firms that certain people may frequent and tend to hold their money in. It doesn't take away. It just gives people another option. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of real estate agents across the country, and more becoming licensed every day. I am not afraid, and I do not believe 1, 2, 3 little companies are going to make us millions of real estate agents extinct. It's just not going to happen. And so those are my thoughts on it, and those are my views on it. I love to keep this conversation going in the comments, so let me know what you think about it and what you think about these companies, and do you really feel like they are trying to take the jobs of real estate agents? If you liked this video or liked what I had to say, please give me a thumbs up and go ahead and click the subscribe button if you haven't clicked it already. I release content like this all the time, and I would love to have you a part of my YouTube family. So until next time, I'm Chase and J Miles, and I will talk to you soon.